Good morning and welcome to Leon County Today with Sheriff Walt McNeil. I'm Sean Denide, and Sheriff, we're back for another episode. We are gearing up, heading into the holiday season with November here, but there's some folks in our community who are really struggling right now.
Oh, absolutely. I talked to our staff about Halloween coming up and Thanksgiving coming up, and then you start thinking Thanksgiving. And truth is that this is no better time than, in my belief, that we should be engaged in trying to make sure with all these families that are being hit by the federal government freeze, I think it's important that we rally our resources together to make sure that I'm happy to see that the schools are jumping in to try to make sure after school programs work. But we have kids out there that won't have a 4th of July, they won't have a Thanksgiving, they won't have all the things we celebrate. These kids will go without if we don't get some effort behind trying to make sure these kids get the food that they need.
Absolutely.
And the only way they can do that is that we impress upon the federal government that something has to happen that helps families. And then secondly, if that's not going to happen, we have to roll up our sleeves and, as we say, get all in to help these families.
Absolutely, and we talk about being all in and rolling up your sleeves. The Second Harvest of the Big Bend, they've been such heroes for our community as coming into the need for people who are needing food.
Yeah, I've gone with so many farm shares and seen Monique and her staff involved in trying to make sure that they find those gaps where kids and families are being missed and try to get those resources to them. They do a tremendously great job. I can't talk enough about Second Harvest and the staff they have. I've gone out in some occasions to the warehouses and try to help load the stuff out and get them in the packages they need. And I know we need more people doing that and more organizations assisting with the families in our community. But Second Harvest is right at the front line of all this stuff.
Yes, it is indeed. And Monique Ellsworth with Second Harvest is here with us today. She's going to talk about those resources that are available, how people can get those resources that they need. But this is what All In is all about.
Yeah, it's all about understanding that we can't just fight crime. We aren't just law enforcement folks going out arresting people. We are trying to coalesce an environment where all of us in Leon County are working in a united way, trying to serve the people and at the same time try to identify problems and issues that aren't being addressed and try to step in those spaces. And it takes all of us engaged in that process. Every citizen, all law enforcement, all of our leaders engaged in trying to make sure we take care of Leon County.
Absolutely. That is the journey that we're on. So you want to be sure to stick around. Coming up after the break, working tirelessly to make sure every family in our community has food on the table. Those details coming up next.
Good morning. I'm Captain Jimmy Goodman with the Leon County Sheriff's Office, and this is your Crime Tip Tuesday. We want to warn you about a concerning scam targeting our community. Scammers are posing as deputies from the Leon County Sheriff's Office, using real deputies' names, and in some cases, the phone number that appears on the caller ID actually lists LCSO's phone number. Once the victim answers the phone, a scammer comes on the line to inform them that there's a warrant for their arrest. Don't be a victim. Always verify the caller's identity and always ask for the caller's badge number. Then contact the Leon County Sheriff's Office directly to confirm their identity. So, how can you avoid being a victim? Always remember, you will never receive a phone call that tells you there's a warrant issued for your arrest. Those matters are handled through paper documentation, typically served in person by a uniformed deputy. Never share personal information. Legitimate law enforcement will never ask for personal or financial information over the phone.
Have a great week. Stay safe out there.
an email from the post office. How do they even know my email address?
They don't. This is a bogus email sent by scammers that looks like it is coming from the Postal Service, or even the Postmaster General himself. The email contains fraudulent information about an attempted or intercepted package delivery, and provides a link to click on to find out when delivery is expected. But that click can activate a virus, which can steal personal information such as usernames, passwords, or financial account numbers stored on the computer or mobile devices. Here are some telltale signs that an email is bogus. It contains poor grammar or spelling errors. It states that immediate action must be taken or there'll be dire consequences. It requests personal information under the guise of reconfirming information. The Postal Service does not notify customers about package delivery attempts by email. If you receive such a message, don't open it. Instead, forward it to spam@uspis.gov and then delete the email.
A 19-second conversation with a stranger online can put your child in danger of being exploited or abused.
Talking to kids about online safety can protect us for a lifetime. Don't wait. Talk to us today.
Welcome back to Leon County Today. As many families feel the strain from the government shutdown, our community partners are stepping up to fill the gap. One of the organizations leading the charge is Second Harvest of the Big Bend. Joining me now is CEO Monique Ellsworth. Thank you for being here and joining us today. Let's talk about the great job that Second Harvest does in our community. You're always out there engaged, but first let's talk about your involvement. How did you become involved with Second Harvest?
Well, I started at Second Harvest October 21st, 2019, so just before the pandemic began.
Wow. And what made you want to do this?
Well, prior to joining the Second Harvest team, I was actually the executive director of CESC, so the Kearney Center, the Tiny House Development, and so working in the space of poverty and housing insecurity, it was a natural segue to look at food insecurity and learning ways that a team of people with a central mission can make a huge positive impact when the community believes in that work, and it's just been a real joy to work in this space and for our community.
Yeah, let's jump right into the other issue that's front and center on all of this stuff. Monique, what exactly has the government shutdown, how's that impacted us here in Tallahassee-Leon County?
So, in Leon County, our service area is 16 counties.
Yes.
And across that entire service area, we have nearly 100,000 individuals who benefit from SNAP benefits. And in Leon County, we have over 33,000 individuals just right here. And so what we knew was going to take place was on Friday the 31st, when people would typically be celebrating the fact that they now have funds available to purchase food, that wasn't going to happen. And so last week we started trying to come up with a plan. What can we do? And thankfully for us, all of the food that we had ordered for Thanksgiving arrived, and we made the decision to just go ahead and box up all the food that we had for Thanksgiving, put all of that together, and let's just allocate that for a SNAP response. So we've put all that food together, and this past weekend we had our largest food distribution in Second Harvest history.
Now, you also do the farm share, is that correct?
We do these like mobile distributions where we bring food out to community, and this is an example of one of those, yes.
Okay. So what has been the impact here locally in Leon County with respect to those families? I know the churches have done some things with respect to after-school programs, but what kind of innovations have you all put in place to try to address some of these issues?
So what we've seen is we have a network of, just in Tallahassee, about 70 partner agencies, schools, the libraries, other nonprofits, and they're ordering food from us, and so we're seeing the volume of food that they're needing for response to shoot way up. Lots of phone calls, just from community members who are saying that they're very concerned about what's happening and the extra strain that's going to be on them. But in addition to that, our partner agencies calling saying, how are we going to answer the needs of our neighbors, the people that are coming into our choice pantries? How are we going to respond to that? So we've been ordering more food, soliciting funds, and inviting more people to come in and volunteer with us so that we can meet the rising demand for the food.
Monique, that is outstanding. You all are doing incredible work, but what kinds of mobilizations are you doing to meet particularly when we start talking about the kids in our community? How are we addressing those problems and issues?
Well, so initially what our community was immediately concerned about was the closure of Head Start. And so we immediately made phone calls to try and figure out how could we stand in the gap, support them in terms of food. Thankfully, they received some emergency funding that has allowed them to stay open. And so we're super grateful for that. But we are always standing in the wings, prepared to respond and make sure that programs that are shut down, that we can participate as best we can to support those efforts to make sure that the children, the seniors, and the families in our community don't go without food.
Is there any particular place, you cover a large area, is there any particular place that's hit hardest by these shutdowns?
Oh, I would say that, and our focus for this is Leon County, but every county just has such unique needs. I would say that in our specific community here, we see a lot of problems where we have food deserts, where there's not readily available grocery stores to give people options to purchase food when they need it.
Well, we certainly appreciate what Second Harvest does to serve the people of Leon County and beyond. When we come back, we'll talk about what you can do to get involved and help make a difference during this challenging times. Stay tuned.
In times of stress such as quarantine, what goes on behind closed doors can be terrifying, but you don't have to suffer in silence. Help is here. Love is not controlling, love is not frightening, and love is not violent. Love is respect. If you need assistance or just want to talk, we are here. In Florida, call the Domestic Abuse Hotline at 800-500-1119 to speak to someone in your area. Or for more information, email the Domestic Violence Coordinating Council at dvcctally@gmail.com.
At the Florida Sheriff's Association, we are able to serve our sheriffs and Floridians thanks to our member support. The FSA Member Perks program was created to give back to our members for all that they do. Members enjoy savings on restaurants, vacations, golf courses, car rentals, healthcare, movie tickets, theme parks, online shopping, and more. With over 300,000 offers, you'll always find ways to save. To learn more or to join the Florida Sheriff's Association, visit fsamemberperks.org.
Another teenager, victim to fake pills. That smells like big crime that needs to be stopped. Before buying pills online, think about this. Should buying prescription pills be this easy?
Yeah, bro, I'm picking up. Same guy. I bet. Got you 5.
Think these pills are tested and safe? Think they're the same ones you get from a doctor? You know they're not. Did you know that fake prescription pills may contain fentanyl? And an amount small enough to fit on the tip of a pencil can be lethal. Listen, before buying pills from social media, think again. Learn more at mcgruffpsa.org and go for real.
Welcome back to Leon County Today. I'm here with Monique Ellsworth, CEO of Second Harvest of the Big Bend. Monique, before the break, we talked about the need for us reaching out and trying to deal with this issue with the shutdowns. Talk to me about what steps you all are taking in the community to deal with those issues of the government shutdown.
So what we don't want to do is allow our community to think that they're all alone. So we've increased our communication, making sure that information about distributions are available on our social media, doing a lot of email work with our volunteers. We've increased the number of shifts and the size of those shifts so that our community feels like they can participate in the work that's needed. Interestingly enough, the people that both benefit from SNAP benefits and do not have it are the same folks as the ones that are showing up to volunteer. They're coming themselves, knowing that they need the food that they're packaging and packaging it for their neighbors as well. It's been a really powerful experience, kind of like working through this with our community. But we've been making sure that we're communicating, that we're inviting people to be a part of a solution for our community, doing a lot of fundraising and packing a whole bunch of food to make sure that we're getting it out to our partners so that they can give it out to the families in need.
I can't commend you all enough for stepping in that space. But what can an individual do to help with the process?
Sure, everyone. I love how you kind of like open this, that this is something that everyone can participate in. So if you have social media, sharing the posts that we are making on our social media accounts really allows our voice to reach areas of the social work network that we might not already have a connection to. So sharing our social media posts is really helpful. Coming out and volunteering, if you have the time, please come out, volunteer at our warehouse, help us pack up food, go to our distributions. And if it's possible that you have the financial means to make contributions, making a contribution to Second Harvest of the Big Bend helps ensure that when we need to, we can make opportunity purchases. Our dollars are stretched so far because we're able to purchase in volume. And so those dollars being donated to us means that we're able to order milk and meat and eggs and fresh produce so that the neighbors that are going without the groceries that they typically are able to go and purchase, we're able to give it to them to help them get through a really complicated time.
Yeah, again, I applaud you all. Great job you're doing. But as you were talking about it, I was thinking to myself, exactly how does one become engaged or aware of all the things that you're doing? And is there a system that we can talk about that allows a person to learn more about Second Harvest and how they can become engaged, particularly when you're doing the food giveaways?
Sure. So thankfully, the way that we operate is we have relationships with community churches, other nonprofit organizations, the senior center, many, many schools in our community. So we find that we're kind of, because of who we work alongside of and support the work that they're doing, neighbors generally know who we are. What's been interesting about this particular crisis is that folks who might be using SNAP benefits to assist short term as they find themselves in need, they may have never been connected to Second Harvest and the network of partner agencies that we have. So our website and our Facebook page are really important resources for people to be checking in on and looking at. Also, a lot of the elected leaders in our community have been reposting information about food distributions, pantry locations, and we're hoping that that's reaching people.
You know, I asked you at the outset what made you want to come into and do that kind of, I call it mission in our community. What drives your staff, the people that work with you, that volunteer, what drives them to be engaged in trying to help that way?
I wouldn't even know where to begin to talk about the heart of the staff of Second Harvest. Portions of our team have lived experience where they once were in positions where they were in need of this type of support. There's just a huge drive to be a part of a team that is offering healing to a community, offering hope to a community, and unfortunately, we have been given many opportunities to provide hope and healing when this community has been suffering.
Wow. Monique, again, you and your staff do a tremendously great job. I can't tell you how much we appreciate it. Is there an address or contact information you'd like to share with our audience?
Sure. Please visit our website. It's fightinghunger.org. A lot of really helpful information is available there. Stay plugged in with us on social media. Our Facebook page and our Instagram page are regularly updating information about where food is available.
Well, thank you. Great job you all are doing. Up next, we're headed off the beaten path with our deputy on duty. Meet the LCSO deputy assigned to the Apalachicola National Forest, keeping people and nature safe.
Well, Manny, it looks like it's going to be a close game today.
Absolutely, Danny. And with Smith on the bench, it's going to be interesting.
Man, you really gonna wear that jersey in this house?
Agreed. And look at Marcus. He's looking good today, coming in hot with the veggies. Let's take a look.
Antioxidants, vitamins A and C, and fiber. But, oof, Curtis. There's a lot of wings there, man. Are there any veggies on that plate? Let's take a closer look.
High protein, low fiber, high salt.
Flag on the play.
Oh, but look, Kyle's plate still is empty.
Let's see what he's gonna do.
Now, Manny, he does know that the carrots are the healthier choice.
Oh, what a reversal! Look at that play.
A more balanced plate. Small changes equal big benefits for your heart.
A healthy diet is a win.
On this episode of Deputy on Duty, we're stepping out of the office and into the great outdoors alongside Deputy Tim Roche.
I'm Deputy Tim Roche. I'm currently assigned to the Forest Unit for Leon County Sheriff's Office.
As Forestry Deputy, the role delves into the area that few people ever see, all while safeguarding both the community and the environment.
We're currently standing in the Apalachicola National Forest at Silver Lake Recreational Area. I start out my day always drinking a cup of black coffee from the gas station, and I hit the woods, answering calls for service, interacting with everybody I come in contact with, getting out, just speaking with them, seeing how their day is going, seeing if I can assist them with anything, answer any questions.
Life in the Forestry Unit is quite similar to uniform patrol. However, in this unit, your day revolves around working in the forest.
In the National Forest, I answer calls for service just as a normal deputy would, the normal calls for service you would think of. Specifically to the forest, we get calls about illegal dumping, missing persons, people that are stranded. We get a lot of people that are lost. ATV crashes, dirt bike crashes, which are a lot of the times involves serious injuries, and they're sometimes 2 to 3 miles from a road.
Beyond responding to calls, the Forestry Unit mission goes deeper, focusing on community support, education, and safety.
It's not, we're out here, we're a presence, we're here for each and every one of you. Just know it's not all about the enforcing law. That's a big part of what we do. However, we're here for you as the citizens. If that's helping you drag a deer out, if that's helping you load something in your vehicle, if you're lost, helping you find your way out and locating you, flagging us down for directions, I'm here for you.
Deputy Roche emphasizes the importance of citizen feedback and support.
If you see something that looks suspicious or is a crime, say something, because the National Forest, I'm one deputy sheriff, and the National Forest is the majority of Southwest Leon County. So my eyes and ears are you in the community. And I greatly appreciate, the relationships that I've built with many of you out there.
In order to preserve the forest, conservation starts with community.
I think the environmental regulations is very important to preserve the forest. We just want our kids and grandkids to experience the same, forest that we got to experience.
That commitment to conservation also fuels the partnership with the public, keeping both the environment and residents safe.
I really appreciate all the, all y'all citizens out there that call me weekly, report things to me, such as suspicious activity or crimes. I appreciate the relationship that we form with each other, and, to make the forest a better and safer place. And
Deputy Roche is dedicated to serving the community. He says the most rewarding part about this job is...
I think the most rewarding part about my job is just the interaction with the public and, assisting them any means necessary. It's not always a law enforcement issue as far as enforcing the law. A lot of times it's just, assisting any way we can, whether that's helping you, giving you a water or helping you find your way out of the woods.
When choosing a career in law enforcement, Deputy Roche was inspired by his family and a familiar face on television.
Growing up, my favorite show to watch was the Andy Griffith Show. And I always stapled in my mind that that's what a deputy sheriff is supposed to be, Andy Griffith. It's not just about enforcing the law, it's about what's better for the community. And a lot of times, with discretion, it's not taking people to jail. Sometimes we don't have an option, but a lot of times, it's what's best for the community. Is that sitting down talking to someone about their issues? Is that helping somebody take their garbage back to the house? Helping somebody put groceries in the house? We're here to serve, and, that's my staple of what a deputy sheriff is.
If you're ready to serve your community, apply for a job today at leoncountyso.com. For Leon County Today, I'm Giovanni Hampton.
Download the Leon County Sheriff's Office mobile app right now. Our mobile app makes it easier than ever to report a crime and get important safety alerts. And follow reported crimes in your neighborhood, all in one convenient location in the palm of your hands. Download LCSO Connect right now. It's free in the Apple App Store and Google Play by searching LCSO Connect. You can more details about the features of the app on our website, leoncountyso.com.
Welcome back to Leon County Today with Sheriff Walt McNeil and Sheriff, our forestry deputy. You can really see the passion and being out there and doing that service.
Well, that is great to hear. That we've been so excited about the forestry program, particularly because we had so many complaints from citizens out there, and our deputies are doing a great job. They're not only doing law enforcement, they're doing what I'd call just going door to door, making relationships with people in those areas, and making sure that we go into the forest, that we're working with our partners so that they understand how important it's not only to go out there and look for bad guys, but to go out there and be engaged in building community.
Yes.
And I think our deputies are doing a great job there.
They are indeed. And then thank goodness for organizations like Second Harvest really filling in the gaps. So many families out there in need.
Yeah, we are in some dire times, and we need organizations like Second Harvest that steps up to the plate and actually delivers for us. Those kids, I feel for the kids and the families out there, but I'm also buoyed up by the fact that we've got organizations here and we've got leadership in this community that will not stand by and watch this happen without taking action, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, make those donations if you can. Support
Absolutely.
Second Harvest and all those organizations. We thank you all for joining us for another episode. We'll see you back here next week.